So we are having a keynote speech for WINWIN AUV sectoral strategy presentation. We would like to discuss it with Alexei Yankovsky, PwC Ukraine partner, public sector, digital and cyber leader, and after him, Alexei Katasonov, PwC partner, Ukraine tax and legal and people leaders.
For public sector consulting, as well as technology and cybersecurity. My partner presenting with me today, Alexei Katasonov, who will join me in about 10 minutes. Alexei is a leader of the tax and legal practice, as well as defense leader for Ukraine. Today we are presenting a high-level summary of the autonomous vehicle strategic vision document that we developed by request of Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine some time ago. Full study that we developed is available at WINWIN website. You can download and read it. And also the final strategy for autonomous vehicles has not yet been approved. And you can still provide your comments to the Ministry of Digital Transformation. Why this topic is important? Ukraine is facing unprecedented demographic and labor crisis. Since 2021, population has significantly declined. The demographic shift is due to ongoing war, which displaced millions of people and redirected much of the workforce to defense needs. Wide adoption of autonomous technologies, artificial intelligence, robotization, agentic state can help to overcome labor shortages, maintain productivity, and support economic resilience at a nation level. This is our strategic need to use robotization and autonomous vehicles as such. So today we are standing at the edge of transportation revolution. The vision for autonomous vehicles ecosystem is not just about self-driving cars. It is about reimagining mobility, logistics, agriculture, the very fabric of our cities and industries. Globally, AV market is projected to grow over $100 billion by 2029, with both traditional automakers and technology giants investing heavily in this sector. Yet the journey towards full autonomy is complex, requiring not only technological breakthrough, but also regulatory, societal, infrastructural transformation. Our journey today will cover a brief overview of technology and market, and then we will go into details of current situation and possible roadmap for Ukraine. In terms of technology overview, common definition of autonomous vehicles, it is a vehicle that can perform all driving functions without human intervention, using sensors to perceive its environment, and an automated system based on artificial intelligence to navigate and to make decisions. Key aspects include ability to sense surroundings, operate without human driver, and handle all driving tasks from starting to destination point. Society of Automotive Engineers defines 6 levels of driving automation maturity, from level 0, which is fully manual, to level 5, fully automated. Levels 1, 2, and 3 include driver assistance, basic things such as adaptive cruise control, partial automation where the car can still accelerate, decelerate, but the driver must remain engaged, conditional automation when the vehicle can handle most aspects of driving, but human intervention is still required. Level 4 includes high level of automation when vehicle can operate without human input in specific conditions, such as on specific roads, specific cities that have high definition maps, and under specific weather conditions. For example, no extreme snow, no extreme heat. And level 5 is basically full automation when there is absolutely no human intervention needed at any time. The vehicle can drive anywhere, anywhere in the world, basically under any weather conditions. Currently, most commercial automated vehicles operate at level 2 and 3, level 4 being tested in controlled environments, again in certain cities, certain locations. Level 5 remains a long-term goal, with experts predicting commercialization in at least a decade. Let's begin with the global landscape. Autonomous vehicles are advancing rapidly with pilot programs and commercial deployments in cities such as San Francisco, Singapore, Tokyo, Las Vegas, in China, in certain cities. The market, AV market, is very segmented by level of automation, vehicles types, components, hardware and software. In Ukraine, AV market is forecasted to grow significantly between 2025 and 2031, with both passenger and commercial vehicles contributing to expansion. Autonomous vehicles are part of vast ecosystems that include governments, regulatory bodies, original equipment manufacturers, OEMs and suppliers, technology providers, infrastructure developers, and of course end users that across ride-sharing, commercial, delivery, and passenger sectors. Collaboration between these stakeholders is essential, and generally it can be said that United States and Israel lead the technology and innovation, while Singapore and Netherlands lead in governmental policy, legislation, and infrastructure. Mass market AV technology is currently between levels 2 and 3. As I said, level 2 and 3 are widespread. Most of new cars in 2025 offer advanced driver assistance systems, ADAS, such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistant, level 2 autonomy, level 3 conditional self-driving systems where the driver can delegate some tasks but must remain available to take control. These are available in selected luxury models on certain highways in regions like Europe and China. Level 4 has limited deployment. Fully automated vehicles such as robotaxis and autonomous trucks that operate without a human safety driver in specific geo-fenced areas are actively being piloted and scaled in locations like Phoenix, San Francisco, Singapore, and parts of China. Experts agree that we can make level 4 AVs profitable right now, and all existing drawbacks of level 4 AVs can be resolved within the next 3 to 5 years. However, level 5 does not make economic business case today because development is too expensive. Despite the progress, autonomous vehicle development faces significant challenges. Infrastructure, lack of high-quality roads and smart traffic systems, regulations, policy restrictions, lack of incentives and unclear liability frameworks, testing, limited extreme weather conditions for testing, especially the snow and heat, costs, high equipment and maintenance costs make level 5 autonomy economically unattractive for now, and last but not least is the public trust. Every incident, including autonomous vehicle, have shaken public confidence, and affordability remains a barrier as well. So what are the use cases, the most common use cases? AVs are being deployed across a number of major on-land categories, including delivery, food and package delivery, commercial off-road, trucks and buses, passengers, robotaxis and shuttles, and commercial on-road, off-road agriculture, construction, and mining. If we take a deep dive into opportunities for ports, mines, and agriculture, And of course, there are military use, which we are not covering today. Military use case is booming in Ukraine. Obviously, those of you who have been at Brave One and IT Arena have seen a huge increase of production of military autonomous vehicles. But we are covering the civil part today, and we can say that fixed driving patterns in ports, mines, agriculture makes these sectors very attractive or even ideal for automated vehicle deployments. So in agriculture, it's autonomous tractors and combines that can address labor shortages and improve safety. In mining, it's cabless trucks and retrofit kits that are being developed for hazardous environments, and ports and airports, systems such as automated cranes, container trucks, streamline logistics and reduce human risk. Ukraine, with its strong agricultural base and industrial base, is very well positioned for AVs in these sectors. And we cannot omit the water vessels. There is a huge use case for maritime autonomous surface ships that handle commercial cargo, as well as underwater autonomous vehicles, which are used in research and military purposes. So now I will give the floor to my partner, Alexey Katasonov, who will provide insights into current situation in Ukraine and a possible roadmap.
Speaker. Good day. Good day, everyone. Alexey Katasonov, PwC Ukraine, partner, tax legal and defense leader. So sorry, it's better now, right? So we stopped at the point of discussing now how all this applies to Ukraine specifically. And we are looking at these blocks, these pillars, as the reference points for Ukraine to be competitive on a global scale. So when we speak to foreign investors, when we speak with global companies, they will be assessing Ukraine as a place for business for them based on these criteria. So these pillars are the pillars which Ukraine needs to be good at in order to be a good place for the international investors, global partners, to be serious about Ukraine and to make investment decisions. So let's dive a little bit deeper. We made a comparative analysis based on these 10 pillars, which are critical for creating global scale AV technology ecosystem in a given location. Some of the best and mostly developed locations globally are San Francisco, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, and also we assessed some European locations like Netherlands, Poland, and obviously Ukraine. And if we look at this slide, we have to understand again, Ukraine will be competing against this competition. So we are not alone in this story. And let's look at San Francisco, for example. It's one of the most developed locations for AV technology testing, developments, and as well as application. So specifically in San Francisco and in the territory around, there are such educational powerhouses like University of California, like Stanford, which means that there is a talent pool which companies can apply, can hire, and they would be developing together the further technology. Then we have to understand that this talent pool includes specific engineers in the topics like AI, like LiDAR, radar, semiconductors, which has just been discussed here. And all of them are available for these companies. Furthermore, automakers may test the AV technology on the surrounding territories, which also include former military bases of US Army, which allow for the usage of empty building complexes as well as roads for the testing purposes. And AV patents. San Francisco alone filed for more than 1,500 patents related to the AV technology. It's a huge number, probably the biggest across the US. Last but not least, subsidiaries of such companies as Google, Amazon, and General Motors, they are actually working on the ground in San Francisco with their technologies. companies like Cruise, Waymo, and Zoox, they're already operating there. Let's have a look at another example, for example, Netherlands, which is in Europe. Netherlands has the second best road network after Singapore in the world, with good quality of roads and good infrastructure of the roads, meaning all the signs that you see and all the infrastructure which is critical for the autonomous vehicles to actually drive autonomously on these roads. Another one, electric charging stations are critical for EVs and for the autonomous vehicles alike. Netherlands is probably the highest in the world ratio of availability of electric vehicle chargers. It is approximately 5 EVs to 1 charger. It's much higher than the average in Europe, which is 1 to 11, and globally it's 1 to 14. And Netherlands is the leader here. If you look at Poland, Poland has some projects going on. EV chargers are on the medium level compared with the EU, so 1 to 11. Let's dive deeper into Ukraine. So what it means for Ukraine and where Ukraine stands on this particular landscape. Let's start with the strong points and where Ukraine is strong. So our R&D and tech capabilities include strong tech hubs in the biggest cities of Ukraine. So obviously Kyiv, Kharkiv, Lviv, Odessa, Dnipro, they have lots of companies, lots of talent who are operating in IT, who may be developing the projects required for the AV. Technological giants like Google have their R&D centers in Ukraine located already. Some estimates say that more than 2,000 IT experts in Ukraine are already engaged specifically in the automotive sector in Ukraine, developing software and various applications there. And then we have good governance and organization for the AV implementation in Ukraine. I think the fact that we are sitting here today with you, listening to the presentations, which was organized by our government, is a good sign that Ukraine is really a strong partner which has a very good governance, and the government is open for the cooperation in the innovative and technological areas. Therefore, it's also one of the strong pillars here. Additionally, any investor who is in the room has probably heard by now that Ukraine offers very strong incentives, tax and legal incentives, for making an investment into Ukraine. So I'm referring to special tax and legal regimes like DSCT, for example, which may create very good solution for a foreign investor when investment is happening in Ukraine. When we move into the areas which are not so developed in Ukraine, and obviously we have such as well, of course, I would start with road and infrastructure. And it is about the quality of roads in the first place. Unfortunately, Ukraine is ranked 114 out of 140 plus countries in the world for the road quality in Ukraine. And this report was done before the full-scale invasion. For obvious reasons, we'll understand that it hasn't become better since. And therefore, the quality of roads has to be improved, and the infrastructure of the roads has to be improved, meaning the signs, any kind of electronic devices which help the autonomous vehicles to actually operate on the ground here in Ukraine. If you look at the EVs, the charger stations available for the electric vehicles, for autonomous vehicles, Ukraine also lags behind a little bit. So I was referring to European average of 1 charger for 11 to 14 cars. Ukraine is sitting roughly on the 1 to 30 plus. So there is only 1 charger per 30 plus of electric vehicles, or even more, because, again, statistics varies in Ukraine. Regulatory perspective. What it means is that we do not have the developed legislation specifically for the AV, and this makes it difficult for the international partners to assess the compliance requirements, licensing, insurance, etc. There are no insurance policies related to AVs at the moment in Ukraine. Still, we believe that with all this in mind, Ukraine is developing quite fast. And what we wanted to show is the couple of projects, we call them opportunities, which might be relevant for Ukraine in our view. And first of all, I would start with the one, and just a remark here that we are not referring to military or defense domain, which obviously is the main priority. So I'm referring to the highest potential, perhaps outside of military defense domain, and this is the agricultural autonomous vehicles. What it means, this covers such vehicles like sprayers, combines, seeders, everything that is used in the field. And the reasons for the good opportunities for Ukraine are the following. It's obviously the high global demand for food safety. Then growing trends towards the climate-neutral farming, and vehicles which are acting in the most efficient manner are more efficient compared to the human operations. Obviously, Ukraine is famous for its agricultural production. It's one of the leaders globally in food production, and we have more than 55% of arable land. So any project that would be invested into in this area, it would definitely be planted on a good soil, so to say. What holds us back at the same time, if you look at the agri-AVs, is the lack of available and cheap financing. And again, this is a weak point in Ukraine, but it could be an opportunity for investor who is bringing in some capital in order to develop these areas. Another one is the development of the networks, the telecom networks in the rural areas, in the villages, because they are required for the proper operation of autonomous vehicles, as well as for any kind of analytical tools used there. So with agri-AV, what we have to conclude, Ukraine is continuing to develop strong regulatory base for licensing requirements, insurance compliance. This also includes working on eliminating deficiencies in the IP area, so that all the IP developed in this sector would be properly protected by the legislation and benefiting investor rights. Of course, then we may move to another one, which would be the autonomous cargo trucks, as well as the vessels, ships, autonomous ships. The reason for that is quite simple. Referring to the agri potential of Ukraine, it means that Ukraine moves a lot of goods for itself as well as for its partners. And making this transfer from the human operations into the autonomous operations would make it even more efficient, because then the goods flow would be going 24/7 rather than humanly operated. As my partner Alexei mentioned, Ukraine unfortunately is feeling the lack of the human workforce to a bigger extent. And therefore, such simple operations as the driving of sea or river vessels, cargo trucks, it becomes more and more in demand. And therefore, these machines may be used for supplementing this. Plus, the development of e-commerce is another strong point, which increases the flow of goods and makes it more complicated to provide enough human workforce for the purposes of supplementing this technology. And last one would be related to the technology hub, tech R&D hub, which we see here, which would allow Ukraine to utilize its IT talent, technological talent, for the purposes of developing even more software solutions, IT, which is used in this sphere by the international players. And of course, I would come back here to the defense topic, because dual-use capabilities and defense-related knowledge and experience Ukraine currently has easily puts Ukraine among the world leaders if we look at the innovation and level of technology we may use if we move and make the transfer from the military to civil. And this is becoming more and more popular and demanded trend globally. And since Ukraine is well known for its IT capabilities, it's a good place to start with. So with this in mind, we mapped a short roadmap which we believe could make sense to actually make these things happen. So the priority initiatives for the next 1 year may include setup of a dedicated agency or appointing an existing agency with the functions of operations related to AV technology. Then adopt AV regulations. This would mean benchmarking Ukrainian existing regulations to the best positioned regulations in the world and making our own base and set of laws, sub-laws, and the requirements for licensing, eligibility criteria, insurance, and so on, which would make it easy and transparent for investor to actually come in and work under the same transparent rules. If you look further into 1 to 3 years perspective, cybersecurity would be key. Work with cybersecurity companies in order to assess how vulnerable are our systems. Obviously transform the quality of roads, and not only the pure quality of the road itself, of the surface, but also make available all the relevant electric science and infrastructure of the road, which is required for the autonomous vehicles. Finally, for 3 years plus, what we would need to do is to do the high-definition mapping of Ukraine, which hasn't been done for a while, and it requires huge resources. And this HD mapping is critical for the use of the AVs in Ukraine. And of course, throughout this period, attraction of investors into the R&D hubs, tech hubs, which Ukraine would be developing, is critical to make this field popular and relevant in Ukraine. So with this in mind, I think I'm concluding on a point that Ukraine is a place to do business not only in other areas, but specifically in the autonomous vehicles technology, in the domains mentioned, as well as others which we have briefly covered today. And all of us who is here, who is representing the investor side, companies, strategic investors, are welcome to speak to any of the representative of the government or the experts in that field. Thank you for your time. Happy to be here with you. Thank you. Good day.
Дякую, Олексію.